Welcome back to the channel YouTube to invest in yourself. My name is Cameron and thank you so much for coming back to the channel. And I posted a new video again back-to-back days. I don't usually post this often, but when I have some information I want to share, I'll go ahead and make it as fast as possible to make it available to my viewers as quick as possible. So hope you enjoy it. And today we're going to go over kind of an idea I got through another YouTuber a while back ago, but I just hadn't had the chance to pull the trigger, and I was kind of skeptical about doing it, and I wanted to do my research, especially when it comes to security of my crypto assets. But again, I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I end up putting a majority of my crypto in BlockFi. And this video is going to kind of go over why I chose BlockFi and looking at some of the pros and cons overall and what does BlockFi offer. And so I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And this is kind of like one of my updates I do. Try to once every 2 weeks or once a month try to give you a update of my cryptocurrency portfolio overall. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll kind of go into the video for BlockFi. So for this video, we're kind of, over the last couple of years, YouTube, I've been searching for ways to increase my passive income, stacking with hands-off approach. I wanted more money to earn, like through dividends, when it comes to equities and stuff like that. But I didn't know of until about 4 months ago about earning interest off of cryptocurrencies through BlockFi or Celsius, and I found out both of those through watching YouTube videos and researching these companies overall. And like many of you, I've traditionally held my cryptocurrencies secured in various wallets, especially offline wallets. Right now I have the Ledger Nano X, and I love it because it's a cold storage wallet offline, and I'm always skeptical of keeping hot wallets in my crypto until I kind of learned about BlockFi and certain things that make me feel pretty comfortable putting my money into BlockFi, which is backed by Gemini, which we'll kind of get into that later in the video. But I've traditionally, like I said, held my crypto in offline wallets. But the idea of taking my idling crypto and putting it to work has always been an attractive idea, and would inspire me to do a deep dive into the available platforms that might meet my own needs and may meet your needs. So overall, excuse me, all these platforms basically bring two traditional financial service to crypto space. And with BlockFi, they obviously offer interest rates accounts depending on what type of cryptocurrency you offer and how much cryptocurrency you have is kind of what rate they'll offer you. And I'll kind of break down some of the rates in a bit here of looking at some of the quantity and rate they can give you over a time period. But again, they offer BlockFi interest-based accounts and borrowed money against your cryptocurrencies. So instead of selling your cryptocurrencies, you can basically borrow money against your cryptocurrency and paying a certain APR fee to BlockFi to borrow their money off of your own assets. So, but the short version is that they lend coins. How they end up, some people are like curious, how does BlockFi offer such attractive lending rates? And if we look at some like let's see, their lending rates. Is there new? So let's see. I'm looking through here. Here we go. And here's some of the rates, how they offer the interest overall. And some people are curious how, BlockFi, how do they offer such attractive lending rates? And in short, they lend coins to hedge funds, exchanges, institutional traders by issuing you asset-backed loans. And that's what part of their company does, with the putting interest in your crypto that they pay the end user who store their crypto on their site, and they do it in a cold storage, and they end up lending your crypto out to these individual individual investors or whatever, so forth and so on, and they end up charging them interest using your overall crypto. So as in 2020 comes to a close, BlockFi has added a variety of new features to their service in a short amount of time. That includes the likes of Litecoin, PAX, USDC, and USDT support, fiat on off ramps including ACH and wires, and the mobile app, which is a great tool. YouTube, through their Bitcoin credit card launch, has been delayed for the last 4 months, but I'm excited to see what's going to be going on upcoming in 2021 for BlockFi. So YouTube will cover in this video overall some of the pros I like first, what I like about BlockFi, and some of the cons, and then we'll wrap the video up. And so again, let me know what you think. And so going into the first thing I like is the interest account work, and how basically overall I can collect, compound interest on my account, especially if you look like, I'll give you an example. See, I've already collected acquired interest. Obviously, this is paid on a monthly basis, and I can literally, depending how long I want to keep this, crypto in this account, is this going to keep on compounding. And it's one of the first lending platforms to provide for, monthly, compounding interest before others caught on. And I thought it's nothing special now, since all the competition have reverted it to a compound interest model. It's still one of the early reasons I opted for BlockFi personally. And looking at other ones is like overall is like the withdrawal. Is there any withdrawal penalties, or how many times can I withdraw? Because that's one of the holdbacks for some of these different interest earning crypto platforms that hold, because you're like, okay, what's the catch? They're offering some type of great APR interest rate, when it comes to on your compounding on your own crypto. There has to be a catch. Well, there is, but the good thing about, there is no early withdrawal penalty. So they announced this a while back ago. Users would no longer be subject to early withdrawal penalties, which means you'll be free to withdraw your funds at any time of the month without taking a hit. But there's a take back on that. As of now, you're only to allow one free withdrawal per month. So having the ability to withdraw your funds without the excessive fees is a welcome feature. But again, that's one of the downplays. And for me, as a long-term investor, I don't need to withdraw my funds barely ever, and probably never, because I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to be a classic hodler. So that's one of the things. If you're a person that's constantly in and out of crypto, this may not be your go-to, because you can only draw it out once a month for free. Then again, going into some of their fees later, their fees are quite high, but we'll cover that in a bit here. And looking at the minimum balance to earn interest, and back in the day there was a minimum and a maximum to earn interest, but now BlockFi interest accounts no longer require a minimum balance to be eligible to earn interest. So that's another positive for me that I love. And another part of pro is this thing called interest flex payment, and it's earning kind, or they either say earning kind or interest flex payment, and it kind of means you receive interest in the original asset invested. So if I earn, say I earn Bitcoin, if I'm lending Bitcoin, my own Bitcoin, or if I'm doing Ether or lending Ether, I'm going to get paid when whatever that asset that I choose or that I lended into initially. So give you an example. Let's look back at my account. Obviously, I'm only lending into Bitcoin and Ether, and I'm going to get paid back in interest in Bitcoin and Ether. But again, so they now offer the ability to earn interest in assets of your choice. So the good thing about it, they changed it about a year ago. I can literally take this out, and I don't have to earn my interest in Bitcoin or Ether. I can earn it in Litecoin, Gemini USD, USDC, or PAX with Payment Flex. And that is what this Payment Flex option is that you have the option how you want to get paid on your interest earned, and what type of different cryptocurrency or different USD coin you want to get paid in. So that's a great thing. So another thing you have to look out is is basically the BlockFi custody assets, and basically who holds our crypto is not BlockFi. It's actually Gemini Custodian Services. And our assets are securely stored at Gemini at a unique wallet address generated by Gemini. It's a New York trust company licensed by the New York State Department of Financial Services, and Gemini is a fiduciary under 100 of the New York banking law. So this is why I like BlockFi. It's another positive, is that Gemini, who's a trusted, reputable platform that follows the law. I'm always a big fan of Gemini because I can trust that they're keeping my crypto as safe as possible, and they have insurance, not federally insurance, but they insurance backed on our crypto as well. So and it's held to specific capital reserve requirements, Gemini is, and banking compliance standards. And the positive thing I like about my crypto being held by Gemini in BlockFi, it has a digital asset insurance coverage and is a SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance on its exchange and custodian platform. So that is one of the positive things, what I liked the most about taking my assets off of my own Ledger cold wallet and letting Gemini protect my assets in their own cold wallet and almost have like an insurance plan. Since they've been on, been up, BlockFi and Gemini, they haven't had a crypto breach of loss of other people's or clients' cryptocurrencies since in their inception. So that's a great track record. So another positive thing, unlike Robinhood, they have a responsive support team. They actually have a number of a postal address. BlockFi, I can talk to a bot if I want to, but BlockFi support responds to users' inquiries more promptly compared to my experience with like Celsius and other platforms, and not to mention the fact that they have a physical phone number and where we can speak to a live person, especially when it's an emergency, YouTube, because I want to speak to a live person. I don't want to speak to a bot or some type of automated system. If something's happening and my account's acting weird and I'm about to blow my top because, it's high risk to lose all this money you have in cryptocurrency, you want to talk to a live individual. So, and, stuff needs to happen and you want to happen quick, not sit here waiting on your hands. So now looking at some to transition into the second part of this video is looking at the risks and things to consider about BlockFi overall, and is one of the things I don't really like getting paid monthly. I'd rather get paid daily or weekly, and that's kind of this monthly payout thing I'm not a big fan of. I prefer more frequent withdrawals, especially now that many competitors offer daily and weekly payouts. A month feels like a very long time to me for interest distribution comparatively. That being said, you will receive your interest on the first business day of every month. So don't freak out if you don't receive your interest if it's not the first day lands on a national holiday or a weekend. So that's one thing you need to take in comparison. And there's other companies that offer daily payouts and weekly payouts, but they don't offer the stability that BlockFi with Gemini offers, with backed insurance on your crypto and offline, majority of all your crypto being on an offline wallet through Gemini. Now looking at some of the overall, the fees and the big things. Here are the fees. So withdrawal fees, and beyond the one free withdrawal a month with BlockFi every user receives, there's something to keep in mind that, like I told you earlier, we're going to get to the fees, that BlockFi's withdrawal fees are comparatively higher compared to other platforms at around 0.0025 Bitcoin or 0.0015 Ether respectively. And this is supposedly set by the custodian Gemini, not BlockFi, and these fees are passed on to them, and I hope to see these unlimited fees, less withdrawals in the near future, but thought that's probably unlikely. So there's things you need to take consideration. Like I was saying before, if you're a person that's doing high transactions, moving a lot of crypto around, probably BlockFi and the Gemini Custodian stuff is not for you. But for me, since I'm a hodler, I'm going to keep it in here because I have no interest. Even if the market went down 70%, I'm not going to freak out, take it out and sell. I'm just going to keep on buying because I firmly believe in the cryptos that I have over the long term. Now looking at another down part, which it relates to interest rates and fees. Looking at, let's go here, the crypto loan interest rates. So they have an adjustable interest rate. So if you do get one of these crypto-backed loans, the interest rates for the loans and the interest rates against your crypto, you earn for interest, can change without notice. They are BlockFi's able to make these changes, and you will need to keep in mind that BlockFi has the ability to adjust their rates freely at their own discretion, and they will do this from time to time. It won't be nothing crazy drastic when it comes to, oh, they're going to not give me 0% on my Bitcoin, but depending on how the market's doing and the supply and demand and how the market's reacting, it's going to react what they're going to give you on your annual percentage rate. So keep that in mind, adjustable interest rates. And another thing is to keep in mind is, depending on, see how Bitcoin has a tier system, lower value withdrawals, and any withdrawals under, what would that be, 2.5 or 0.003 Bitcoin or 0.056 Ether could take up to 30 days to process if you're basically withdrawing a small amount of Bitcoin or Ether. So that's another thing you have to take into consideration. And looking at, depending on your Bitcoin tier 1 and 2, in which these don't apply to other crypto, that your interest payments, annual percentage interest, will change according how much Bitcoin you have. So take that in consideration. If you're withdrawing very little amounts of Bitcoin or Ether, it may take a long time to process to get your money, and you may not get the full 6% if you have over 2.5 Bitcoin. Withdrawal times, overall, let me see this. Withdrawal times, basically, your withdrawal request has 1 business day to hold for security purposes, so expect withdrawals to process the following day. But BlockFi also reserves up to 7 days to process a client's fund withdrawal, subject to additional review from their compliance team. But according to BlockFi, they'll never exercise this right, and they haven't yet. So, just to look at that, and I don't think, again, you have to worry about a lot of things. And another thing that people have is, I'm going to probably get some comments down below in this video, is they're going to say, well, what about the security factor? It's, as the age-old, adage goes, not your keys, not your coins. And always make sure to only invest what you're comfortable with, and as nothing beats the assurance and security of controlling your own keys, you have to make sure you're doing your own diligence, YouTube. And I'm willing to take this because I see some of the different fail safes they have in place that I feel comfortable putting my assets here, because I have no interest or no willingness to sell any of my crypto for at least 5 to 10 years. And I'm willing to take the risk to earn interest on my crypto for the long period of time, and to let them manage it. And again, if something happens, they are insured, backed through Gemini Custodian service. That's who holds the crypto in a cold storage wallet offline. So that's the risk that you're willing to take if you choose to come on BlockFi. So keep that in mind. Do your own due diligence overall. To kind of wrap it up, conclusion on this video, I hope y'all enjoyed it. But at the end of the day, you control where your deposits, your value coins, and if you're keen on earning interest on crypto, why not do it with this company? And that has survived the turbulent, it survived the turbulent March 2020 price dump in crypto, especially Bitcoin, and it's still around, and people didn't kind of fluctuate out of BlockFi during March. If you looked at some of their data, they only had 15% of the people close out their accounts out of the 100% of people they had total account custodian people who had accounts. Only 15% withdrew all their money back in March 2020. And one thing I'll tell you, BlockFi and Gemini is heavily into institutional investors. So a lot of people who put their money into accounts here on BlockFi is institutions. And again, take that in effect, and the retail investor or the retail accounts do not compromise majority of accounts on BlockFi. It's all mostly institutions. But again, it's been heavily praised by a lot of borrowers when it comes to BlockFi on their platform responsive support and helping avoid liquidations. And when times are tough, a company's true nature usually bubbles to the surface, and in BlockFi's case, they're doing a top-notch job with client-first approach. You all have to decide whether BlockFi is right for you, YouTube. Overall, there are plenty of lending platforms out there, but with their own pros and cons. As always, I suggest you doing your own due diligence and make sure you stay informed about crypto and about these lending interest rate platforms that are going to use your crypto to lend out and you to earn interest on. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do want to put this disclaimer out that I am not a financial advisor and I'm not getting supported or paid by BlockFi putting this video out. I'm just giving you transparency on all my cryptocurrency assets and what I do constantly with them. And I hope this gives you value, because that's the biggest point with my channel, Invest in Yourself, is giving you value and confidence and some transparency in what I do. And hopefully that helps you make better decisions as long-term investors overall. So again, I appreciate your time to come watching my video. Please comment down below and let me know what you think about BlockFi and your certain platforms that you use overall. And I appreciate every last one of you coming to the channel and watching it. Again, always appreciate all the love and support. And remember, always invest in yourself. Bye-bye.